Today, I want to talk about the very first step you need to take if your dog is experiencing aggressive behavior, extensive reactivity, hypersensitivity to noises. Maybe your dog barks at people. Maybe your dog is aggressive towards other dogs. This is the very first step you need to take before you even hire a trainer. Before you go out and invest in a training program, you need to do this step first. If you're interested, keep watching. What's up, guys? It's Jenna with Dog Liaison, where I coach you on how to treat your dog's mental health needs. And on this channel, we break down scientific research in order to inform and educate us on how to train dogs. If your dog is experiencing reactivity, aggression, sensitivity, or any other behavioral problem, maybe your dog is experiencing obsessive compulsive behaviors. Maybe he's obsessed with a new ball, or he's all of a sudden honing in and reacting towards children. If it's especially new behavior, maybe they've never been reactive towards people in the past and now all of a sudden your dog is really sensitive to humans, or maybe all of a sudden your dog doesn't like being touched in a certain way or in a certain location and he's always liked it before. If that's the case, then this video is especially serious for you, it's especially relevant for you. And that is because the very first step you need to do if your dog is experiencing any of these behaviors is take your dog to the vet. And you might be thinking, Jenna, why would I take my dog to the vet if my dog is having behavioral issues? The vet is for physical health issues. And you're absolutely right. That is totally what the vet is for. But something people don't realize is that many of the behavioral problems a dog has is caused by physiological or mental health issues. So taking your dog to the vet rules out any sort of health problem. Now, there are a lot of health issues that have been linked to aggressive behavior, and I'm going to link some resources in the description box below if you're interested, but we're going to cover some of those possibilities here. The most obvious health issue that it could be is that the dog is in pain, and if your dog is experiencing some sort of arthritis, or the dog is experiencing a headache, or maybe they've injured their paw, that is of course when they're most likely to aggress. One of the buzz issues that has been really going around in the dog trainer universe right now is hypothyroidism. And the reason is because thyroid issues can range on a wide scale. It's not like an all or nothing issue. So when you have a dog that is experiencing thyroid problems, it might not be so physically inhibiting that you actually see it externally, but it is causing them behavioral issues because it's just stressful enough or just minor enough to be causing those symptoms. The other thing that you could be looking for is hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia, low blood pressure, can absolutely cause a lot of behavioral problems. Same thing with seizures. There's a lot of seizures that happen on a scale, and one of the things people don't realize is that you could have a very minor seizure inside the mind, inside the brain, that you don't necessarily see externally. And if the seizure is happening in a place that causes aggression, then you absolutely could get an aggressive behavior out of it, and it's actually stemming from a seizure problem. The other issue that it could be is related to some sort of vaccine issue. It's not very common. I don't want to worry people too much, but sometimes having a vaccine can cause behavioral issues. So for example, the first thing I think of when I see an aggressive dog is, when was the last time they had a vaccine? When was the last time they had shots? Have they ever had an allergic reaction to shots? That sort of thing. A lot of times we want to tell ourselves that there is some sort of traumatic event in our dog's history that has caused them to have these behavioral issues. And honestly, it's not very common that that's the case. A more simple answer is just that there's some sort of health issue. In fact, a lot of times I won't even take a dog on until they take their dog to the vet and the vet has ruled out any physical issues. It's super important that you get this cleared up, because if there is an underlying issue, then you could do all of the training in the world, and if you're not fixing this health problem, the training's not going to change the aggression. So we need to be looking under the surface. We need to be observing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, consider subscribing for more information on aggression, reactivity, other behavioral problems. And if you want to check out some of my other videos, make sure to hit these buttons right here, and I'll see you guys soon.